Hello everyone, this is Vicky StitchNButton, and today is the 17th of May. It's Wednesday, and there's still some daylight out, and it doesn't mean because the days are getting longer, it just means because I'm recording just a little bit earlier in the day than normal. Usually I have a bajillion things to do, and this time I was like, I'm setting up and I'm getting it done. I've got all these giveaways to do. This is Flosstube number 133, which should be in the description, unless like last week when I put 123 instead of 132. It happens, you know. What's going on? Well, it's been 2 weeks, and there's not much going on, which is nice. Sometimes boring is nice. Frank and I did go over to the coast, and we had a really good dinner, and it just, when we first walked in, it was busy. And we had to wait for like 10 minutes. We went to Texas Roadhouse, and then I looked, and I'm like, oh, it's like free kids night or something like that. They had face painting. And I had kids, so don't come at me. But sometimes you don't want to be there on a kids night because it gets crazy, but it wasn't that bad. I mean, it was busy, but they were on point. The kids weren't screaming. People were actually keeping their kids at their table, you know, as one should. And it was really nice. We had a great waiter. We had a great manager. He was actually from Philly, so we ended up getting to talk about the Eagles, of course. And we just really enjoyed our dinner, and we hadn't been out of town in a while, especially with, I told you we were under stress for a while. So it was nice to just get out. So I went to Marshall's, I got new pillows, which aren't working. I still have to find the perfect pillow, and I'm not doing the My Pillow thing. We're not going to go there. But, so those pillows didn't really work out as much as I thought they would. I did get the dog a new bed, which I will put a picture in the end. You'll be able to tell he absolutely hates it. And it's a bed that the stuffing comes out so you can throw the cover in the wash. And I could probably put some something in the dryer with the stuffing to fluff it up and make it smell better. That was my problem. That's why he didn't have a proper bed. I had a dog mat that was cushy and a blanket. But I had a bed originally, and it was just a nightmare. And I don't have a washing machine big enough to cover it unless I go to the laundromat, which, by the way, in Florida, most laundromats aren't closed in. They're open bay because it's Florida. And, yeah, so that means it's not air conditioned in there. I mean, during the winter, I'm sure it's pleasant. But, yeah. So, anyway, all that to say, he's got a new bed. And where else? Of course, I went to Joann's, and I did get some fabric. But it's okay. It's stuff that I needed. Well, you know, needed. For the projects I'm doing, I didn't pick up unnecessary fabric. I'm trying to think if I'm lying or not. No, it's all good. Because, yeah, I've got enough fabric. That's the overflow. Anyway, I had said that I was going to do project rolls, and while I have one I could show you, it's changing because it's a little too fluffy for me. So this is the one, I've done 4 like this because they were already pre-cut and sewn, but this is with the fleece on the inside, and it's just a little too bulky. So I went and ordered interfacing, a medium weight interfacing instead. That came in, so I'm going to start cutting. But this is basically what they're going to look like, not so fluffy. I have a bunch of these heart buttons, and that's what I'm going to put on everything for now until I run out, and then I'll find more. I have tons of buttons. But it ties, it rolls open. I sewed the ends in. So, project roll, and for those, I know I had people ask what they are. Basically, you lay your project in there, and this should be big enough for a fat quarter. And then you roll it up with your project in there. You just put it up under the lip, and then you sew it shut. I like doing little bows, because why not, right? I'm bowing it up. I'll do the other bow later. But yeah, so that's what they look like so far. I'm not mad at it. It's just, you know, it's the growing pains of doing something new. So, I mean, I don't want to say I created. I've seen project rolls before, but this is my first time jumping into it and trying to figure out which measurements I want to use and what materials I want to use and how I want to create it or recreate it. So I should have the new ones by the next video, because I need to get to, that's another reason why I'm doing this now. I need to cut fabric. So I've done stitching. I've made a decision to UFO one. I've got 2 finishes. One's a SAF. I've got some new stuff. I've got some giveaway winners. And by the way, the comment picker that I usually use, the YouTube random comment picker that most people use, they now want to charge to use the feature of filtering out for a certain word. So I had to go find another one, which is fine. I Googled, I found another one that'll work. It's fine. It's fine. Let's get into it. Let's get into my finishes. Okay, now this is the second and last time that I will be showing this and telling Gina to look away, because it's for you and you need it to be a surprise. It'll get there, because when I start sewing, little spoiler, G, it's going to be a wall hanging, because I don't want to frame it and have to ship it. So wall hanging it is. So I want to get that together when I start sewing. So look away. This is the chart, by the way. And this is the finish. I did not use the called for threads. I used, there's only 4 colors. So, all right, I put it down. I used some Old Willows, some Victorian Motto, and 2 Classic Colorworks. I don't know that any of them were the called for. But I liked the colors together, and it worked, and it was a really quick stitch. In the bottom, I put in my initials in here. Yeah. Anyway, that's that. My second finish was my SAF, and this was from Just Cross Stitch Christmas Ornaments 2017. It's from Amy Brucken, and it's called Rockin' a New Holiday Hat. So that's what she had it looking like. I put this on 32 count driftwood linen, and I don't think I used any of the called for threads, which is fine. Even the Whisper she called for, I think, is a different color. So this is the Whisper I use, which is W90. I didn't need too much of it. This is for the face and hands and arms. I don't know that they make this anymore, and I'm pretty sure this is German, because it looks like it's in German. I have some German friends. Is that German, guys? Yes? Anyway, Martin's price, 59 cents. I don't know what Martin's is. So this is really, really old. I couldn't tell you what year I got it, but it's like one of those things I either got at a thrift store in a grab bag type thing, and I thought it would work, and it did. 1 strand. I used 1 strand of this. I used 1 strand of the Whisper, and then I used some random over-dye threads, and here he is. I just put in my initials and the year there by hand. I just threw it in there. I didn't chart it out or anything on a whim. And so he didn't take too long to do. 2-3 nights, maybe. I decided I wasn't putting a heart there. I thought maybe I might put, I mean, I may actually go ahead and put a present there. I have plenty of present charms, and the top of his hat needs a little bell, which I have. I have some bells. So, but he needs to be ironed. So when I go to FFO him, I will iron him, put on the bell, and possibly the charm if I want to. And then I'll FFO him. So he is done. I can throw that out. My working copy. I had a new start. My new start, I was going crazy. Okay, I don't have the picture on me. Maybe I do. No. Reach over here. Okay. So I kitted this up years ago And I randomly found it for when I wanted to do my magazine stuff. So I started stitching it, but I noticed when I had printed it out, I made it smaller and it was harder to print. So I went to look for the magazine. Well, I couldn't figure out which magazine was in. There was a whole thing. It took me forever. I could have just stitched it by then. But I went to look for the magazine, couldn't figure out which one it was. I would look through all my Halloween magazines because it's just cross stitch. I know it is. Then I had to do a Google search. I found out it was from 2012. I went on the Just Cross Stitch because I can't find the magazine, so maybe I got rid of it in the meantime. So I went to go see if I could purchase it. They have all the years back till 2013. There was new 2012. Great. So I looked to see if there was a magazine available. I found one website that had the Halloween issue for 2012 for $10. But I also found, in the meantime, which this is part of haul, I guess, I found on Amazon the CD. It's the Halloween issues. And mine was in there. It came today. I double checked. It's in there. So that's great. Although now I don't probably need to print it. So I went down that rabbit hole for almost nothing. But there's charts in here that I wanted. And I'll show you later what I printed out. Because I've already printed out some. Anyway, all that to say that I started this one. It's Spells. And it is from La Di Da. From the 2012 Halloween edition of Just Cross Stitch magazine. And this is where I've gotten to. I started it last night, y'all. I did 950 stitches. So it calls for DMC. Let me see. 3 whole colors. Now, because I'm me. First of all, this fabric is a 32 count. It may or may not be. Because I can't remember where I got it from. It's a fat 1/8, so it's only 9 by 13. It may or may not be Silk Weaver. I don't know. But that's what it's on. Because I'm extra, I guess, because I'm me. There are little bubble things here. I'm thinking I might do beads. And I also thought about it. I think I want to finish it on this board by April. And now I wish I got this board in black instead. Because I think I'm going to have to paint it. April is Homestead Needlework. And she does a lot of wood things for finishing. And I have a ton of her boards. I've shown them before. But I saw this one, and out of all the boards I have, this one is like a perfect size for it. So I think I'm going to paint it black for this piece. Because I don't know if I want it brown. Maybe the dark brown might work. We'll see. But I'm almost done, guys. I probably could finish it tonight. There's the border, which I was debating on doing, but when I double checked, that's why I pulled the board out. I wanted to see if I should do the border or not. I figured if it wasn't going to fit with the border, I'd just leave it out. But it looks like it's going to be okay. So that is Spells by La Di Da, and it's in the 2012 Halloween edition of Just Cross Stitch magazine. You can get this CD. I was able to get it for $24.99 plus tax on Amazon. So, and this has got some really cool designs in it, and I'll show you some of the ones I've already printed out. Let's put this over here out of the way. This needs to go away. All right. Next up, a UFO. I started this, I think, in like 2006, 2000, I don't know. I started a while ago, and I've been fussing with it, and angry with it, and frustrated with it, and I've had mess-ups and not mess-ups, and I'm just done. I'm done. Life is too short to stitch stuff that I don't want to stitch, that I'm not enjoying the stitch, and that is America from M Designs. I kitted this up years ago. I can't even find the chart that I kitted up from, so I printed out a picture just so you guys could see what it's supposed to look like. I had decided to put it on this piece of fabric and do 1/1 because mainly I think I remember because I wanted to use red, white, and blue thread, but I didn't have enough to do it 2/2. I didn't have enough red, white, and blue thread at the time to do 2/2. So I did it 1/1. I was like, no big deal. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, because I have had more problems. Now, I put in 200 stitches the other night, and I had to fudge because I put it in here. And I had to fudge because they line up. And then I realized there's something going on over here, and I've had more issues, and I don't want to stitch anymore. So it's going in the trash, guys. I mean, I would give it away, but I can't find the original chart. I don't know where it went. Maybe I gave it away before. I don't know. I got rid of it, or it's stuck somewhere. So I had stitched this on, what was the fabric? It was just limited edition silk weaver 32 count Lugana. And the thread I had wanted to use was this Aussie Pride from Dinky Dyes. And obviously I had plenty of thread doing it 1/1. I wonder if I would have had enough doing it 2/2 now. But neither here nor there. It's not getting done. Now I have this extra thread. It's fine. Everything's fine. So that's done. I'm done being aggravated. It's in the garbage, guys. And I'm going to cross it off of my whip list, which brings me down to 94 whips with America off the chart, right? And I should be able to finish spells today, which will bring me down to 93 whips. But I've got other smalls I'm going to start. Whatever. It is what it is, because... Next up, I stitched on Yoda. Yoda is from Valente Cross Stitch, all one word. It's on Etsy. Do or do not. There is no try. He is being stitched on 32 count Joblin Wedgwood Blue Dark from Slovak Farm. And I was able to put in, I stitched on him for May the 4th, of course. And I was able to put in 364 stitches on him, which was the black. I did black. So he's coming along. He's looking good. That needle minder, I have a variant of it. It's a little smaller. I have in my group. So Yoda is coming along. I had been going back and forth with what I could possibly finish for this year to get my whip list down. I thought he might be a contender, but in all reality, I don't think so. There's still a lot more to go. He's still got a lot to do. He does fit on Pattern Keeper though, so that helps. And it's big block stitching, so it makes it go faster, but I think there's still too many stitches in there for me to give it a finish. Next one I've worked on is Doctor Who. I call it Doctor Who. I don't even know what she calls it. It's from Oh My Stitch Shop. Which, by the way, is this the one? Oh My Stitches Shop. No, I don't want to be a liar. Hang on. Let me look. Oh My Stitches Shop. No, that's not the one. Never mind. Oh My Stitches Shop. I call it Doctor Who. Not sure what the original is called. And it is being stitched on 32 count Dapple Belfast from Picture This Plus. And on the 4th, I put on 517 stitches. Basically all this stuff down here. I worked all down here. So I got a good bit done because I think I might have had the white before. And a little bit here, and then no, I did the white too. I think I had some of this going on, some of the purple. So I did good chunk. This, I don't know, if I get my mojo together, this I could possibly get a finish in. And that needle minder is available in my shop. So, potential finish, don't know. I wouldn't be heartbroken if it's not done, but we'll see. We'll see. Next up, I put in some stitches on Waterhole Guardians. I'd like to probably put in some more for the month, but for now I got in 214 stitches. This is Waterhole Guardians. Artwork by Jan Patrick Krasny. It's a Heaven Earth Designs Ahead. I'm doing this one on 25 count 2 over 1/10 stitch. And I started it in the lower right corner. And I've got Meerkat. So that's a Meerkat. And then there's another one standing in front of him. And it was a lot of fill in and moving on. Filling in and moving on. I think, yeah, it was a lot of browns. And 200 doesn't look like much, but it's getting there. And that needle minder is from Live and Die LI. And I stitched this thinking of Jemima, because it's hashtag Jemima's fault that I started it. Her, yeah, mine's called Waterhole Guardians. Hers is Guardians of the Waterhole, or something like that. And it's gorgeous, and she's obviously a lot further than I am. But it's okay. I will get there one of these days when I'm 2033 years old. Next up is a Mill Hill that I've been pecking at, and that is my Winter Wonderland. I put in 209 stitches. So I'm trying to finish up all the full stitches. I think I'm done full stitches down here. I think there might be a few here and there, like in this spot. But that's my goal, is to try to finish the full stitches. So I know I worked along here and in this tree area, just trying to get the full stitches done so I can start beading. I know I have some more border in here. I have a little bit in here, a few throughout there, and I don't think there's anything else up here. And I know I probably had some white along this border here to fill in. But I'm pretty sure, unless there's a ninja stitch here and there that I missed, these trees are done. So there we go. Moving right along. I need to fit this in a few more times, so I want to get this done this year. This is definitely one that I want to get done this year. Alright. That was a loud zipper. Last but not least, on the stitching front, Garden Prelude. This big dress. I know she'd fall over if that was realistic. Like, the scale, she wouldn't be able to walk with that dress. There's no way. There's no way. Mirabilia's Garden Prelude. I am not stitching the flowers or the arches. I'm just stitching her. And she's going on 32 count Northern Lights fabric flare. And I put in 407 stitches over 2 days on her. So I thought, wow, I'm really on the back of this dress forever, right? Because I'm just in the same corner, And then I realized this is under her. This is actually under her. So I'm making some headway, right? I did some fill in. I still have a couple more spots in here that I had missed, but I did that and I worked my way through here. I don't think I did anything in the back end of that. So I still need to move that up, work on that up, but that's fine. This needle minder is from Matt MBC Stitcher. He sent that to me. And for those that may not have seen, this is the fabric. And I started in this corner so I could make sure she was actually on the rocks. It's going to be gorgeous. Oh yeah, I had my sewing machine out, so I went around with a decorative stitch because it kept on fraying. And it hasn't frayed since I did that, so maybe I should have done that a lot sooner. Let's flip this up. Get in there. Alright. Now, what's left? I have giveaway winners, I have plans, and I have haul. So let's do the giveaway winners. There were, if I remember right, 10 items. 7. Yeah, 10 items. So I found a new comment picker and did all the drawings. And here's what I have. Okay, for keyword flower, that was for these scissors. Right here. And 4 comments, and enchanting stitching is the winner. So I'll put a comment on your comment. I did look, I don't think I have your address. So I'm going to need you to either fill out the form below, which is probably best, or email me for these scissors. Next up is Angel. Angel is for these little scissors. My dog's moving. He just shook everything. All right. So for the Angel scissors, there were 6 comments, and Jacqueline Libfried, you are the winner of the Angel scissors. I have your address. Next up is Cat. For the cat scissors, it's cute, little tail. And the winner of the cat scissors is Anne Musso, and I have your address. All right, let's see. For the charts, there's 7 charts that I pulled. I didn't put them in the order that they probably should be in. You'd think I'd know how to do this by now, right? I was almost prepared. Okay, here we go. So, sunrise. This was keyword sunrise. It's for this Mystic Stitch full coverage. And 7 comments, Mrs. Bobbin Lacer. You are the winner of this chart, and I do have your address. For backyard, that is this chart, Leisure Arts, some pretty burbs, and there were 8 comments, and Amy loves toads. I have your address, so you will get that one. Desires, this one's from Homespun Elegance. Desires was the keyword. There were 6 comments. Stitch in May. I have your address too, so I will send that out. Next up is, this was keyword. Nope. Next up, this is keyword. No, I was right. Ha 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 ha. Whatever. ABC. ABC was the keyword. There were 6 comments, and Roxanne Green, you won this chart. And I have your address. Next one up was sampler, was the keyword, and this is the Hannah Motif sampler. I was looking at this. I'd change some of the colors, but I think it would be cute if it was changed colors. I mean, maybe that's your color aesthetic, but anyway, and this is from 2006. It's an oldie. You can freshen it up. So, sampler was the keyword. Daniela Drexen. I don't think I have your address. I looked, and I don't. It's not familiar, so I'm going to need you to send me your address, either through the form in my description box or the email. And then there was this one for border, red border study. And I know there's a couple reds and blues motif stitch alongs. I can't remember what the exact name of it is. I know it's supposed to be blue, and then EJ's doing it in red, I think, or vice versa. I don't know. Anyway, maybe you can get in on that with a red one, even though it's not the same chart. Anyway, Heron House, red border, study 2. There were 4 comments. Becky Danko. I'll send that out to you. I have your address. And then the last one was this hands-on design, Humble Honey. The keyword was honey. There were 6 people that commented honey. And Sabrina Ran, you get this one. I do have your address, Sabrina. Matter of fact, I looked, and apparently I've asked for your address at least twice, because you've had to email me twice. So those are the winners. Congratulations. I'll get this stuff out probably sometime this week. I'll have to pack it up. All right. This is going to be twofold because I said I wanted to maybe start showing some older patterns from magazines, or older patterns that sometimes go long forgotten, and then you're like, oh. So, and that was because of my whole magazine thing. I'm like, oh, wow, I like that. Here are from 2012 magazine. It was from that CD that I bought, and I ended up printing out some that I really thought were cute. This one is from Cherished Stitches. It's called The Witch's Inn, and I'm sort of folding the paper because the chart's on it. Look how cute that is. If you want to do that in black, they have these bats in black also, black and gray. Purple, I think, is great also. And you could do it without the bats. Maybe you could put something else in here and not do the top and bottom. I think that's a little bit of overkill on my taste. I would probably just put something in the sides. But I think that's really cute. By the Bay Needle Art had one in there that I think is adorable, called White Pumpkins. I don't think I'd want to do it in a pillow like that. It sort of looked bunched to me. I think I'd want to do it flat. But I like that one, so I printed that one out. This one, maybe I have it in a freebie card, but Prairie Schooler. Because I have a bunch of those freebie cards. Hang on. Next up is Hand Blessing Patterns. Hand Blessings Patterns. This one's really cool. Look, Black Cat Cameo. That would look cool on purple too. So those are the ones I had printed out from the magazine. I want to print out a whole bunch. But I did want to mention, there are Lottie Dolls in there. There's a Prairie Moon in there. Not Forgotten Farm. Amy Brooken. There's some that aren't designed anymore. Dragon Dreams is in there. Oh, and then I had on my wish list, or I favorited in ink circles, one of the Halloween mandalas. It's in, I went and unchecked it because there's two of them in 2 of the years that I looked at, and I know that there's more in other magazines. So I didn't even need to buy the chart now. That saved me money because I already bought it, right? But for 25 bucks, you are getting 4 magazines, and I think if you were to buy the magazines, they'd be 10 bucks a piece. So you really are saving in the long run. So those are some old charts. Next up on purchases, I was on Etsy, and I kept on looking, and I decided to get it. I ended up getting the Cryptid Christmas Ornament package with all the ornaments. I'm late to the game, but that's fine. But I'll show you, just in case you are also late to the game. So there's Bigfoot. There is the Jackalope, Mothman, Yeti, Kraken, and Nessie. I just printed out the pictures and to show. Next up, I was, I don't know, we were looking at Satsuma Street stuff, and Satsuma Street didn't have a pretty little Philadelphia, so I went looking, and Awesome Pattern Studio had one, and they have it in 3 different ways you can get it. 2 are round, 1 is actually square full coverage, and that's what I was looking for before. They have an actual website now, so if you order off of Etsy, that's fine. They'll let you order off of Etsy, but then you'll get an email saying you need to go here to download your thing. So I think they're trying to get off of Etsy and go onto their own website. So Awesome Pattern Studio has their own website. So if you like their stuff or you want to check it out, check out their website. This is what I ended up buying. What I noticed when I looked at the chart, because it'll go on Pattern Keeper. I mean, I didn't put it in there, but I'm almost positive it'll be fine. If not, I have my PDF viewer. On this, it actually shows you a circle if you wanted to put it in a hoop finish. So there's a big old circle. I really like that the Septibus is pretty much true to the colors with the stripe going by. The love statue, I am going to do that probably in a 666. All one color. I'm not going to put two different colors for the letters. All the letters will be like probably 666. Yeah. I know that's St. Peter and Paul. And Liberty 1 and Liberty 2. And Independence Hall. Obviously a Liberty Bell. I don't see Billy Penn, no. I don't see Billy Penn. Oh well. Art Museum, Row Homes, which is probably Society Hill or something like that. But anyway, yes. So I got that. Next up, I had looked at this and then I finally pulled the trigger. I had actually put it on virtual stitchers and I was like, ooh, look guys. So I went and bought it. It was the Witchy Stitchers Stephen King house. I really do like this one. I don't know when I'll start it. I might make myself wait to start this until I try to finish the Haunted Library by Lola Crow. Because they're about the same genre type size. Okay, I had been looking, I don't know why, Dimensions kits, and I found a couple that I liked. And then I pulled the trigger on one because it was only $17 on Amazon. And it is a treasured time. And I talked to my friend Lisa Miller, and she had stitched this, and I was like, so how was the stitch? And she didn't answer me right away. And then I was like, did you use the fabric? And she answered me right away. So when she finally answered me, I'd already bought it. And she said that it took her like 17 years to stitch it. Honestly, though, it was, you know, you started it that long ago. But she said it was about 2.5 years of solid stitching. But she did use the called for fabric, which is an Aida. She said it worked well with it. They gave her like a 2-inch border. Obviously, I'm going to do a center start on it, and I'll probably sew fabric around the edges when I eventually start it, because I'm not starting it right now. I really like that one. And there's a couple others that I want to get. I can't remember the other two names right now. And then I received a package, a purple package from Sema J. And I had ordered some B5200. She sent that to me. And I had ordered some Krynics for some different things. And she actually wrote it down for me so I know where to put them. I got the bead pack for Queen Anne's lace because I have that kitted. I got Crimson. She thinks it's for Bump in the Night. I will double check because she wrote it down. I also received this chart. I was ordering it, but I didn't have to pay for it because Megan, Stitch and May, actually bought it for me. Both of us got obsessed with collecting all those Santas. So when this one came out, we had to have it. She bought me mine. So thank you again, Megan. And then there's a couple more charts in here because, you know, I have nothing to stitch. So I got Witching Hour from Nora Corbett. J Long stitching this one. I don't know if she's totally done yet or if she just needs to do beads. I know she was pretty far along with it. And then I got Sweet and Twisted from Silver Creek Primitives. No, Silver Creek Samplers. I was told I'm twisted, but I'm not so sweet. Whatever. I got Cardinal Kin. Also, I thought this was just too adorable. Perfect Hot Chocolate. I don't like all the snowmen from Cottage Garden for this year, but I do like some of them, and I really like this one. The Postman, and then Santa Strips, which, by the way, I've kitted up already. I already got my working copy going. Got it kitted. That is here, which I was going to tell you about anyway. Ta-da! I haven't started it yet. I'm thinking about starting it next month. And I want to put it on this blue. It's called Gable Sky. and it was a color that Elizabeth from Dames and Needle made with me in mind, because blue is my favorite color. So I think all DMC. I put it on this. That I made. So that's a probable start for next month. Another possible start for next month is this one. I have notes, but it's Halloween Sampler from Cottage Garden. I know there's a couple people that I talked to that are doing it. I'm using this purple fabric, and I wrote myself a note because I didn't have a card for it. I don't know who made the fabric. I know it's 32 count, and it's either Grace Notes or Fortnite, but I'm leaning away from Fortnite because of the zigzag is all in white, and Grace Notes does that, so Fortnite usually uses different colors. So I don't know, but I've kitted it up, and I think I'm using a mismatch of DMC and some of the overdyes, but not all of them, because I don't want to use three of one overdyes when I can use the DMC. It's fine. And then another one I want to probably start next month is Tired Trio. I've got it all kitted up. I think I chose, yeah, peanut butter and jelly from Fortnite Fabrics. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that I used any of the called for colors. I might have had one or two, but I just mismatched my own hand dyes. And then what's up next on the hoop on the Q-Snap? Besides spells, I might actually have yet another new start from a magazine, because that's my thing this month. So I have a stack of them, and I've been picking out here and there. But I do need to finish. Actually, I need to start this month on Guardians of Notre Dame. So this is the next one. Need to get him going and finished. And then I am going to work on my Christmas moose, Maurice. So he'll get some love this month in the next couple of weeks. And I need to get sewing. I need to get cutting fabric and sewing and cleaning up this mess. Yeah. I haven't written down any other things that I wanted to say. I can't remember anything else I wanted to say. I'm going to need more coffee. And that's it. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm doing much better. Thank you to those that have reached out to me. It's all good. Woosah, right? And I will see you in 2 weeks. I'll try to get these giveaway things out to you in the next week. I have to get it packed up and all those things. So don't forget, don't let anyone steal your sunshine. Bye.